Welcome! You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. It's time once again to sit back and relax and laugh till you collapse as the Animaniacs get crazy to the max. In the form of a children's paperback book, which I purchased for 99 cents, published by Scholastic. This is actually an adaptation, a comic book style adaptation of the first episode of Animaniacs, the first story, De-Zanitized by Paul Wurg. And while not every piece of dialogue from that original script is included in here, the black and white illustrations and the thought bubbles really do encapsulate the feels of this entire vignette in a very quality way. You can imagine the slapstick coming alive here in these black and white illustrations. I wish this was all in color, but hey, black and white is better than no ink at all, because really you can't see the fun and the magic that you're going to have when you're reading this. And especially if you read this while watching De-Zanitized, the first episode of Animaniacs, whose Emmys are definitely well-deserved, from the animation to the voice acting to the writing to the pop culture references, and of course, that amazing music. And I don't use that word amazing quite often, but there's a reason why the late great Richard Stone and his team won so many Emmys, including for that ever so catchy, ever so memorable, iconic theme song. Oh, and by the way, Julie and Steve Bernstein, two of the original Animaniacs composers, altering that theme song to make it less slapstick-like, less grand for the reboot. Bad decision. Yes, it sounds still good, but it just sounds less whole. Anyway, the comic book is divided up into several parts. The beginning of De-Zanitized, where Yakko, Wacko, and Dot have their meeting with Dr. Scratchnsniff, and he gets annoyed to the point where Thaddeus Potts, the head of Warner Brothers, calls for Dr. Scratchnsniff to de-Zanitize the Warner siblings, I should say, the Warner Brothers and the cute Warner sister. From that point on, this comic book is divided into Dr. Scratchnsniff's individual sessions with each of the Warner siblings. Going, Wacko, Dot to Dot, and a boy at his Yakko. Of course, this also serves as the introduction to Hello Nurse, which is probably my favorite part of this entire comic book. Blah blah blah, just read the book. I just did. De-Zanitized, be afraid, be very afraid. Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are on the loose, and they're driving everyone bananas. They must be stopped. No, they must be De-Zanitized. And Dr. Scratchnsniff is just the guy to do it. Or is he? Let's just say if they were De-Zanitized, Animaniacs would not have the legacy that it is proud to retain today. So, the De-Zanitized adaptation for a comic book earns 4.5 out of 5 claps, because I'm not really a big fan of all black and white illustrations in a comic book. But hey, that was the route that Suzanne Lord chose to go for this book, so I gotta respect that. This is from the publication imprint of Warner Brothers Family Entertainment. Although the Hulu reboot leaves a lot to be desired in almost every aspect of production, at least it's good to know that there are some traces of the OG Animaniacs that are still out there today. And around here, they're not that hard to find, and definitely not that expensive to locate and buy. That is just grand indication of Animaniacs just being one of the finest cartoons in the history of television, period. Those are the facts. Thanks for watching, and until next time when I catch you on the flip side.
Goodbye, nerd.